hour. And the governor signed the Uber bill into law, much to Sam's delight. Could there be some limitations on where you can hail a ride, though? We got details on that as well. You're watching Mornings on Fox 11.
You are watching Mornings on Fox with Bill Frankmore, Samantha Boatman, Melissa Carlson, and weather with meteorologist Tim Studebaker. This is Mornings on Fox.
Welcome back, everybody. 8 minutes after the hour as we get you going here on this Tuesday morning, topping our local headlines. News out of Carson City. That is where Nevada lawmakers have wrapped up their 120-day legislative session after passing a major tax hike and a budget with significant new investments in education. The legislature adjourned at the stroke of midnight. The governor did not call a special session. And one of the biggest tasks, members of the Assembly and Senate passed a tax package that the governor's office estimates is worth $1.1 billion.
It was a bipartisan effort, lots of compromise, lots of conversation, and lots of accountability measures in here. We're not just spending money wildly, lots of accountability to say we're putting money into education and now we want to see the needle and achievement move.
In the last hour of the session alone, lawmakers put to rest prevailing wage for school projects, a study on breaking up the Clark County School District and keeping overtime pay at 8 hours.
And staying in Carson City, Nevada, lawmakers have approved a measure requiring all Nevada Highway Patrol troopers to wear portable body cameras by 2016. Assembly members voted to approve SB 111, and the measure now goes to Governor Brian Sandoval for approval. The measure is sponsored by Democratic Senator Aaron Ford and transfers nearly $1.3 million over 2 years to outfit more than 400 troopers with those portable body cameras. The bill requires the Highway Patrol to have regulations in place for troopers wearing the cameras by July of next year. And Nevada lawmakers have also approved a measure that would prohibit ride-hailing companies from picking up passengers at certain licensed casinos and hotels with more than 1,000 rooms. That is, unless they reach an agreement beforehand specifying where passengers can be picked up. Governor Brian Sandoval signed legislation into law last week allowing ride-hailing companies like Uber and Lyft to operate legally in the state.
And also out of the legislature, the Nevada DMV is changing its license plate numbering scheme for the first time in more than 3 decades. According to Kevin Malone, the spokesperson for the DMV, the department simply ran out of the 12 million possible number combinations under the numbering system created back in 1982. License plates will now carry 2 numbers, a letter, and then 3 numbers. This new system creates 34 million possible combinations that could last upwards of 100 years before running out.
And in other political news, Hillary Clinton is headed back to the Silver State. The presidential hopeful is planning the first major speech of her campaign in New York City on June 13th. Then 5 days later, she'll be making yet another stop in Nevada. No word yet on whether she will be in Las Vegas again or if she'll be making a trip up north here in Reno.
And turning now to your crime news, a burglary suspect still on the loose this morning after a chase which forced 3 schools to be put on lockdown. Sparks Middle School, Agnes Risley Elementary, and Alice Maxwell Elementary were all put under a code yellow lockdown yesterday afternoon. That was soon after a man stole 2 handguns out of a car near York and Rock Boulevard. The lockdown was lifted about 2 p.m. at all 3 schools, and Sparks police say no one was hurt. The victim chased the man on foot, but lost track of him. According to Sparks police detectives, the suspect is described as an Hispanic male wearing a green sweater with white lettering and a dark beanie. He was also unshaven and may be in his 20s. If you have any info, contact Secret Witness at 322-4900.
Well, the route connecting Carson City to Virginia City is reopening today. State Route 342 closed nearly 4 months ago when the road began sinking after storms hit the area southeast of Reno. The roadway had been constructed over a historic mine shaft in the first part of the last century, and heavy rain collecting under the road caused the sinking. The road is on land owned by Comstock Mining, but the road is controlled by NDOT, so the two had to collaborate on the project. About 2,000 vehicles travel on State Route 342 every day. It will continue as a state-maintained road.
It's a natural rim. We've been telling you this in the past couple days. Well, we sent Fox 11's Gianna Georgie down to the Truckee River downtown with more numbers and to see how it's looking there. Hi, Gianna.
All right, thank you, Gianna. Well, we were at the average yesterday of 78 degrees in Reno Sparks. We're near the averages for much of the 7-day, but rain chances return to the forecast to let you know when coming up in that 7-day forecast. And the news doesn't stop when you leave the house. Fox 11 has you covered. Download the new and improved free Fox 11 AM app for your smartphone and tablet. It is your only source for local real-time traffic updates. You can even stream mornings on Fox 11 live straight to your mobile device. It's available on Apple and Android devices. Search Fox 11 AM. We're back.
Yeah, it's news to us, man.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings on Fox 11. Mild temperatures for the next several days here, near the averages after what was a very hot weekend. But hey, we're going to return to a wet pattern for the second half of the weekend into this weekend. Breezy conditions for now and staying dry for the next couple of days before that wet pattern sets back in. 53 in town right now, calm winds, 57% humidity, and partly cloudy skies reported from the airport. 52 in Dayton now, 41 in South Lake. We're at 54 in Smith Valley and 34 this morning in Truckee. So seasonable temperatures to start the day, and it will be about average as we head into the afternoon as well. Average is in the upper 70s for Reno Sparks, and that's about what we're going for. The 60s around Lake Tahoe as well. Mostly sunny skies out there at the moment. We're staying dry for the day today, and basically for tomorrow as well before a wetter pattern sets in by Thursday. We do have low pressure up to our north, so we're not looking at high pressure in place. We're just on the periphery of low pressure, far enough away that we're not seeing any moisture for today and tomorrow. But eventually that low does start to dig down a little bit, and as it gets closer and closer, that's when the shower chances will start to go up. We're talking afternoon showers and thunderstorms starting right around Thursday and continuing into the weekend. 20 to 30% chances depending on where you are and what day you're looking at. 73 in Elko, 76 the high in Eureka today, and 76 in Battle Mountain. 10 to 15 mile per hour winds out of the west for the eastern side of the state. Here in the lee of the Sierra, we're looking for 10 to 20 gusting to 30 miles per hour. So the closer you are to the Sierra, the more wind you're going to see today. West winds, by the way, at that 10 to 20 gusting to 30. Up around Lake Tahoe, highs are into the 60s today. West winds there 10 to 15. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies at times, but not expecting any showers for today or really for tomorrow. That shower chance starts to pick up for us around Thursday. 81 today in Dayton and Yerington. Upper 70s for most of the other parts of western Nevada at the lower elevation. 78 in Hurlong, 79 in Spanish Springs today. These temperatures very close to average for this time of year after what was a very hot weekend, though it does certainly feel cooler out there. 79 the high in Reno Sparks today. Your 7-day forecast, we have that scattered shower and thunderstorm chance returning by about Thursday. Till we get there, we're near average for the temperatures. In fact, we even stay close to the averages even once those showers arrive in the forecast. Breezy this afternoon, as mentioned, 10 to 20 gusting to 30. Tomorrow, a relatively quiet day, a little bit more cloud cover though as that upper level low approaches the area. Then once it arrives, it picks up that shower chance for Thursday, Friday into the weekend. 30% chances each and every afternoon for afternoon showers and thunderstorms. So we're returning to that wet pattern that we had not too long ago. It stuck around for a couple of weeks. We'll have to see how long this one sticks around. Sam, over to you.
All right, Tim, thanks. Well, still to come here on Mornings on Fox 11, we'll introduce you to some talented folks here in Reno that are shedding a whole new light on the entertainment industry here in the biggest little city. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
That's
Is that you?
hilarious.
Yeah, that was
Nice.
pretty funny.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Right now, 7:22. We've got two guests, friends of ours here at News 4 and Fox 11. They both used to work here, but also friends of the city and music in general for our area, because they are really leading the way when it comes to getting music out there. We try our best here on Fox 11 to introduce some local bands to the community, but you guys are really doing it on a whole new level. Excuse me. Ford Coral and David Ware here. They are the directors and co-founders of Reno Sessions. By the way, an award-winning production. Last year, you guys won an Emmy. This year, you're up for another one. Congratulations on that. New business too. You guys have just been in together for 3 years or 4 now.
Yeah, so we tried to start it about 5 years ago, and just kind of had some growing pains, but we eventually got going.
Yeah.
And so we've been rolling pretty strong for about 3 years now.
Yeah, I've been doing some great stuff. Really quickly, for anybody who doesn't know, what is Reno Sessions?
Reno Sessions is basically we record a band's performance with video and audio. It's not a playback to a studio track. We actually mic everything on set, mix it, edit it, put the whole thing out together, so you get an idea of what the band actually looks and sounds like. 100% performance.
Yeah, beautifully lit too. You guys do some awesome stuff with audio as well.
Thank you.
And really focusing on local bands. Tell me about the music scene here and how much that's working, you know, how important that is for you guys and what you're doing here. You guys are really getting some, you know, important music out in our community.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like, you know, what makes a really great culture is a really great local music scene.
Yeah.
If you think about cities like Austin or Portland, Oregon, you think about their local music scene right away. And we were sitting around thinking, wow, there's a lot of really great talent in Reno.
Yeah.
And that's mostly why we wanted to come up with this project, because Reno's got an amazing amount of talent. If we can have a place where people can go and check all that out, and we can just showcase Reno's awesome local music scene, then maybe that'll just kind of help things go and maybe give Reno a little bit of a name as a music town.
A little more clout, if you will, in the music industry. And you guys are also going to be nonprofit. Have you already moved on over to nonprofit?
We have.
You have. And you're doing doing some fundraising events to try to help both of you guys. You guys raise some money and also get the word out there, right?
Correct. Yeah. We're hopefully going to be doing some benefit concerts with a lot of the bands that we've been working with. Still, there's a lot of red tape and a lot of that. So we're figuring a lot of things out. But yeah, we have a lot of things coming up later in the summer. Just fundraisers for, basically this is like our band. So like we just need to, you know, raise money to buy gear.
Yeah, put it all together.
It's all going to just buying gear.
Yeah, and you guys are up for another award. Congratulations on that. Even if you don't win, it's still the honor to be nominated. If bands would like to get a hold of you, or if people would like to see what you guys are doing, how can they do that?
Head to www.therenosessions.com, and we've got a contact us link, and it pretty much, since we're a small company, you'll send that email, it'll come right to us, and we'll get going.
Get a hold of you guys. All right. Thanks everybody for being with us. Thanks to you guys. We'll see you back here in just about 2 minutes. Welcome back. I'm Melissa Carlson. Your time now is 7:28. We're joining you live from Mornings on Fox 11 with your News 4 update. UNR School of Medicine has scheduled 2 student outreach clinics for the month of June. These clinics are free and are meant to provide care to the medically uninsured. June clinics are going to be held Saturday the 13th and Saturday the 27th. Both are from 8 a.m. until noon at the Family Medicine Center, I should say, on UNR's campus. Patients of all ages are welcome and no appointment is necessary. Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at our forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. We're pretty much dry across the area today. Lots of sunshine out there at the moment. A couple clouds mixing in from time to time, especially by the afternoon. Tomorrow, very much the same story, maybe even a few more clouds for tomorrow afternoon. Then shower chances start to pick up for us as we head through the last half of this week and into the weekend. We're looking at basically dry conditions today. Temperatures starting off seasonable, 53 in Reno, 52 in Carson City, 57 in Yerington, 41 in South Lake Tahoe, and topping out pretty much at the average numbers for this time of year. 79 today and tomorrow in Reno Sparks. A little more sunshine today with a few clouds in the afternoon and a little bit more cloud cover for Wednesday afternoon. And then shower chances pick up 30% Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend. Could include some thunderstorms as well, and temperatures stay near the averages all the way through the 7-day. News 4 heads back to the Today Show. Mornings on Fox 11. We'll be back after a break.
The head of the TSA has been reassigned after an internal investigation reveals some shocking details about airport security. What an undercover team revealed coming up.
Plus, a cruise ship has capsized in China. What caused the disaster and how many passengers were on board when it happened?
And the fallout continues from the Amtrak crash that happened back on May 12th that left 8 people dead. We'll explain why a congressional panel is getting involved.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
And hey, good Tuesday morning, 7:30 to now on your Tuesday. Hopefully your morning is off to a great start. And our top story this half hour, of course, is something to do with something that is a little scary, if you will. Bill talked about it earlier. He kind of described it as, the alcohol compliance checks that we do in town. They go in and some of them have a 20% failure rate where they do serve alcohol to people under the age of 21. Well, new report out about TSA. A lot worse than that.
It's astonishing.
Yeah.
Astonishing.
Unbelievable.
You know how
Unbelievable.
it's incredible how our lives have all changed since 9/11. And of course, most of the changes have come along with trying to make us safer. And then you hear a report like this You're like, wow, all the efforts we do, all the hassle this is, and they're failing 95% of the time.
And here's the thing too, it's not like they're going in with like, I'm packing a gun right here. These people are trained professionals that go and hide fake weapons, if you will, on places that they think other terrorists or terrorists in general will do it. And it failed every, 95% of the time.
Yeah.
That is so scary because it's not, maybe they're getting the obvious stuff. Oh, you have a gun sitting on your shoulder? Not okay.
Right.
This is the real deal. This is really acting like a terrorist would. That is scary.
Exactly like what you said, like a terrorist would.
Yeah.
They're not going to make it obvious. They're going to make it hard to detect. And we don't even know exactly how hard it was to detect, but we do know airport security. How well does it really work? A lot of people asking that question.
Morning, Glenn.
After an undercover team trying to sneak contraband through airport security says TSA only stopped them less than 5% of the time. Andrew Spencer reports now how some lawmakers are calling for serious reforms in the face of national security program lapses and safety concerns.
The details stem from an internal investigation by the Department of Homeland Security. An undercover team went to dozens of airports in the United States trying to sneak banned items such as mock weapons and explosives through airport security. Screeners failed 67 out of 70 times. Congressman Jason Chaffetz, the chairman of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, calls it deeply alarming. But another Republican wasn't quite as surprised.
The failure rate that's been disclosed in this report is not atypical of what I've seen. I've seen even worse.
Congressman John Mica went so far as to call what TSA screeners do a charade.
It's security theater, and we need to be focused on real security and real steps that go after people who pose a risk.
The acting administrator of the TSA is now out. The Department of Homeland Security announced Melvin Caraway's reassignment the same day the failed screenings came to light. A spokesperson for the department says Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson has directed the TSA to take a series of actions, some of which are already in place. The full report is apparently still being written and won't be issued until later this summer. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
Wow, some scary stuff to say the least. Well, airport security may be a problem, but airplane noise is apparently a hot issue in Phoenix as well. In fact, it's so bad the city itself is suing the federal government. Last September, the FAA changed flight paths in the Phoenix area. Both the agency and airlines said the move would increase safety and reduce fuel costs. But residents have complained of constant intense noise over neighborhoods surrounding Sky Harbor Airport. The FAA said it had not seen the lawsuit and could not comment, but in a letter to the Phoenix City Manager, an FAA regional administrator said the agency will support certain changes.
And a congressional panel meets later this morning to investigate last month's deadly Amtrak train crash in Philadelphia. House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee members will be questioning Amtrak President and CEO Joseph Boardman. Also giving testimony will be NTSB Chairman Christopher Hart. Among the answers sought by the panel, what steps could Amtrak have taken to prevent the disaster, and what have accident investigators learned so far? The May 12th crash left 8 people dead, more than 200 hurt. Authorities say the train was traveling more than double the 50-mile-an-hour speed limit when it came off the rails.
And taking a look now at your political news, Secretary of State John Kerry won't let his damaged femur get in his way. Kerry hurt himself in a biking accident Sunday in France, but that's not changing the 71-year-old's mindset. State Department spokeswoman Marie Hoff says that Kerry still has a lot on his agenda.
Secretary Kerry's main focus for the month of June remains squarely on the Iran negotiations. I want to be very clear about this. His injury does not change that. He and the entire team are absolutely committed to the same timetable and are working toward June 30th as the deadline for these talks.
And Kerry is now back in the States for treatment, which will likely include surgery. The same physician who performed a previous hip replacement traveled from Switzerland to Boston with the Secretary. The State Department says this injury is close to the site of Kerry's previous hip surgery.
And as severe weather continues across parts of the country, a late afternoon storm battered parts of Washington, D.C. yesterday. As much as 4 inches of rain fell in the city parts of the area, causing city streets to look more like creeks. During the evening rush, a tree actually fell on a bus full of passengers. The street had to be shut down as city officials waited for crews to arrive and clean up the mess. Fortunately, nobody was injured. Montgomery County emergency officials reported getting one emergency call every 2 minutes during the storm.
And taking a look at some of your top world headlines, a passenger ship carrying more than 450 people has capsized during a cyclone in the Yangtze River in southern China. At least 5 people have been confirmed dead and at least 12 have been rescued. Search teams heard sounds coming within the partially submerged ship and were trying to confirm whether they were survivors trapped inside. The small cruise ship called the Eastern Star was reportedly carrying 405 Chinese passengers, most of them elderly, 5 travel agencies employees, and 47 crew members. In other news out of China, a torrential downpour battered the Chongqing municipality yesterday morning, causing flooding and disrupting travel. Rapid floodwater rushed in, cutting off roads. 7 buildings were also toppled by landslides in the Yingpan village, which is the worst hit. And according to the forecast service, the county may be hit by more rain today.
Up next, a woman is claiming that she was a victim of discrimination aboard an airplane because of the way her drink was served. That and a lot more coming up. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back.
So if somebody pours my coffee incorrectly at a Starbucks, I'm going to claim discrimination.
Good try, Glenn.
Yeah. Well, I think being a middle-aged white guy from the South, I'm not going to get away with it. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah. Not a chance.
So we started the show here yesterday an hour earlier
Oh.
because it helped us pick up a couple of new affiliate stations. They liked it. Well, there's one station that at the end of the show, I take it and I cut it up into segments and load it up on my website because that station actually downloads the show and plays it in the evening.
Oh.
So I'm thinking, hey, I get that done an hour early. No, just as I'm about to load it, the internet crashes.
Oh.
So I got out of here last night at the exact same time.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, it sucks. It sucks. Bottom line, it sucks. But hopefully in the future, internet doesn't crash every time.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning. I'm sorry, I've got a, you know those like brain teasers? There's a brain teaser right now that's on Facebook floating around talking about there's a parking spots and there's a car over one of them and it asks you what's the number under the car. Have you guys seen this one yet?
No.
I'm going to share it on my page.
Okay.
You're trying to crack it and trying to solve it?
Yeah, and apparently they say that kids can get it within 20 seconds, but adults can't get it.
Think like a kid then.
Welcome back, everybody. Here's a gorgeous look outside at Aces Stadium. Beautiful shot out there. Temperature not too bad either, 53 degrees. Going to be partly sunny today. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker is going to break down your weather forecast in just a bit. But first, let's take a look at our trending topic of the day. Trending over on our Facebook page, a Muslim woman wearing a traditional garb claims that she was discriminated against on a United Airlines flight to Washington. 31-year-old Tahera Ahmad says that a flight attendant wouldn't give her an unopened can of Diet Coke, but gave an unopened beer can to another passenger. Ahmed questioned the attendant, and she was told that she can't have unopened cans because they may be used as a weapon on the plane. Again, her issue is not at all about what was served, but just how it was served. Ahmed says the flight attendant then quickly opened the man's beer, or can of beer. Ahmed looked for support from fellow passengers. She said she wasn't getting it, and in fact, another passenger, a male, yelled at her to shut up. Ahmad says the flight attendant and pilot later apologized, agreeing that the man's comments were inappropriate. The spokesperson for the airline says that they reached out to Ahmed and also apologized for not delivering service that customers expect when they travel. Ask your Google Plusers what you think about it. Can you understand if she's saying that it's a security concern or too much is being done under the guise of security concerns? And this really was more about discrimination. Starting off first with Glenn. Glenn, what do you think about her claim that this is not appropriate? If one person gets a can, I should be able to get a can as well.
Well, I'm going to spread the blame around equally here. First off, to the Muslim woman, this was not discrimination. Get over it. Now, as far as company policy, that could be used as a weapon. I don't understand that. If a customer has an unusual request, go ahead and grant the customer's unusual request. I don't see what the problem would be, but okay. How about let's err on the side of consistency? That would be a lot better. And if there's a problem with it, sure, bring the pilot back and have a conversation with woman. So I think it's a whole situation that got out of hand that should have never gotten out of hand, and there's plenty of blame to go around.
Plenty of it. Kempton, though, if she indeed did hand the can of beer to the other passenger, and again, this is her, what she says happened, isn't there something that's really wrong with that? He can have a can of whatever, but she cannot? What do you think?
Yeah, I totally disagree with Glenn on this. If this is not discrimination, I don't know what is. The man can have the can, and the Muslim lady dressed differently cannot. And there's another thing I want to say. Like, it's 9/11, and it's horrible. But I think American has been living in fear for so long, and in this case, the flight attendant must be faring just way too extreme. And a can, sure, you can sharpen it, and whatnot. You can spend half an hour making it into, like, an hour making it into a weapon, but it's too far-fetched. Don't worry about those far-fetched things and whatnot, and try to live a normal life. Otherwise, the terrorists won.
And the thing is, too, when you think about it, when they're saying, you know, this could potentially be a weapon, think about what you'd have to do to make this a weapon. Pour out the beverage, drink the beverage, etc., break open the can somehow, maybe with her hands, and then mold it into something or use that. I mean, that would take a lot of work at that point. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
And your fellow passengers would notice.
And the fellow
trying to make something sharp and kill me.
Absolutely. I mean, this would not go unnoticed. I mean, unless you went and did it in the corner quietly. I just can't imagine how it would happen. But regardless, hey, we'd love to hear what you have to say on this one. You can go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook page, and we'd love to have you live on air with us. All you have to do is have a Gmail account. That you automatically have Google+. If you have Gmail, circle me. Let me know you're interested, and we'll bring you in live on the show. That's a look at what's trending. Bill, over to you.
Everyone is looking to save some water. We'll tell you how you can save some water and ways you may have not.
I can't help it. Like, the can, sure, you can really make it really sharp, but it takes a lot of work.
Everybody would notice. Yeah, everybody would notice it.
Yeah, right. She's trying to break it open and whatnot.
Well, like the guy who tried to light the fuse in his shoe.
Yeah,
it was noticed.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but thanks to the guy. Sometimes you have to take off your shoes now, and that I think that would still remain a legitimate reasons for TSA or whatever. By the way, we heard the story, right? TSA wasn't doing such a good job after all. It's like all the security theater, putting everyone in, and they're not catching, they're not passing their own their own tests, right? I mean,
I covered that yesterday. 97%. Oh, I'll have to take a look at what you're talking about. 97% failure rate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the rest of us suffer for nothing when someone really carries something.
The people that we've caught, the passengers caught them, and the stewardesses caught them on the plane. Nobody has been caught by TSA.
Right. That's why, I mean, the security expert, Bruce Shiners, right? I mean, security theater. That's what it is. Security shows it to you that, hey, we're trying to do the safest thing, but no, actually, it's not doing any good. It's worse, right? I mean, yeah.
Oh my God, it's a math problem.
Making a false sense. What's that?
What Melissa just posted is a math problem. Well, I quit already. I'm not going to get it.
I'm going to take a look. Not that I mean, probably still won't try it.
Yeah, right.
I'll give it a shot. Yeah. Sometimes it's the kids' way of thinking, and there's kids. You know, in Hong Kong, kindergarten has exam questions. They ask questions to get into kindergarten, and there's some question that I bet you may not get.
I had some fun on the air a while ago. Someone posted a math question, and and it was a very interesting scenario. Rather than answering the math question and doing the math, I had fun on the air by completely rejecting the premise of the question as ridiculous. And so I handled it as a word problem rather than a math problem.
Right. Rather deal with the words instead of the math.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're going to go live and look at 5 idiots.
All right. See you the next time.
Let me know if you solve it.
And traffic not too bad either. Current temperature in Reno, 53 degrees.
Well, it is heating up around here, and the summer sure to bring us lots of hot weather. And in many parts of the country, continued drought. Of course, big problem in California and here in Nevada.
Absolutely. And 40 states now say that they expect water shortages over the next decade.
Yeah, Consumer Reports has tested hundreds of appliances, so-called water-friendly appliances, to find out which ones use the least amount of water while still working efficiently. The average family of 4 runs through about 400 gallons of water a day. Nearly half of that water goes down the bathroom drain. The biggest culprit? Toilets.
New efficiency standards kicked in 1995. If your toilets are older than that, they really should be replaced. They're using about 6 gallons of water per flush.
Consumer Reports tests found many low-water toilets that perform very well. For example, this one from St. Thomas Creations needs just 1.28 gallons of water per flush. It costs $350. If you have an old shower head, replace that too. Many newer ones use half a gallon less per minute. Look for this WaterSense label. Your washing machine is responsible for about 20% of the water usage in your home.
The worst machines we test use more than 25 gallons to do just one load. But we found some that use less than half that and do a terrific job cleaning.
Two good choices. The Maytag for $950 got top marks for efficiency and wash performance. So did this Samsung, and it costs $900. Consumer Reports also tests dishwashers for water efficiency. They've improved so much, they use less water than washing your dishes by hand. Consider this Bosch 500 series for $900. It uses just 5 gallons per load. And this Kenmore for $530 that uses just 4. Many of today's dishwashers are so good at cleaning, Consumer Report says don't waste water rinsing your dishes before you put them in the dishwasher.
That is
Something
my
I never
type
knew.
of dishwasher. That
Yeah.
you don't have to rinse ahead of time. You just throw it on there. I don't believe it.
I'm worried about getting clogs and stuff in your dishwasher and in
Yeah.
your disposal system. So I rinse them a little bit. I don't scrub them perfectly clean, but you
Yeah.
gotta get all the stuff off them, especially when you have kids like we do who leave half their crud on their plate anyway, right?
Absolutely.
Well, you're probably wasting a lot of water, unfortunately, and you don't realize it. 10% of the water that leaves the average home is from leaks.
Wow, 10,000 gallons per year. Consumer Reports recommends that monitoring your water meter for 2 hours while everything is turned off. If the meter is moving, you probably got a leak somewhere. It's probably worth fixing it.
Yeah, good advice there. All righty, Tim?
All right, thank you, Bill. Well, yesterday, right on par with this time of year for the averages. 78 was the high, 78 is the average. We're going to be close to the averages for the 7-day forecast, but rain chances return to the 7-day. I'll let you know when coming up.
Welcome back. Returning now to what is trending over on our Facebook page. A group of high school students were suspended for using Twitter to call out two boys wearing Chick-fil-A shirts during an LBGT community event. Glenn, what is the difference between wearing these shirts and going on Twitter and actually writing and saying something?
That's a very good question. First, let's take a look at Chick-fil-A as a controversy. It was a myth. The owner of Chick-fil-A, God rest his soul, was a very religious man.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings on Fox 11. Mild temperatures in the forecast for today, very close to the averages for this time of year. Breezy conditions as well, and we are looking for dry conditions to persist for the next couple of days here. 53 in town right now, partly cloudy skies, calm winds, and 57% humidity. Temperatures now 53 in Minden and Gardnerville, 59 in Yerington, 59 in Yerington, 60 in Smith Valley, and 34 in Truckee. I was being a little optimistic there with that 89. We're mostly clear right now, looking for mostly sunny skies across the area. We'll continue to see dry conditions today, too, for today and tomorrow before shower chances pick up later on that 7-day forecast. We have low pressure up to our north, but it's far enough away to leave the showers up into places like Oregon and Washington today and tomorrow. But that low does start to dig down into our area over the next couple of days. So by Thursday, that's when we're looking for shower chances to start to pick up for western Nevada and the Sierra, as well as other parts of our area. 73 the high in Elko today, 76 in Eureka, 76 in Ely. Western Nevada topping out into the upper 70s and lower 80s, depending on where you are, but the lower 70s in Winnemucca at 72 degrees there. 10 to 20 mile per hour winds gusting to 30 at times here in western Nevada. Highs are in the 60s around Lake Tahoe today, and west winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Again, looking for the upper 70s and lower 80s at the lower elevations today, so it's pretty close to average for this time of year. 74 in Sutcliffe, 79 in Spanish Springs, 75 instead for the high today, and in the Truckee Meadows about 79 in Reno Sparks today. 7-day forecast, we have those scattered showers and thunderstorms returning to the forecast by the time we get to about Thursday at 30% chances there. Upper 70s for today and tomorrow. Breezy during the afternoon today at 10 to 20, gusting to 30. A little bit less wind for tomorrow, and then we are watching those shower chances return at 30% for Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend. Mornings on Fox 11. We'll be right back.
And welcome back. I'm Melissa Carlson. Your time now is 7:58. We're joining you live from Mornings on Fox 11 with your News 4 update. Well, the Dolan Auto Group has raised nearly $120,000 for local schools since September. The Dolan's 2014 Class Project Community Crowdfunding Initiative has funded 34 projects for schools. The group came up with the crowdfunding project in an effort to promote community involvement through crowdfunding. Reed High School was able to take a trip to the We the People National Finals in D.C. Van Gorder Elementary School received library books, and multiple schools received supplies for Robotics Club. Congratulations to them for doing that. Love that. They do a lot in our community. All right, meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at our forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. Pretty dry across the area for the day today. We have another dry couple of days here before our rain chances start to pick up Thursday and into the weekend. Mostly sunny skies out there right now. We'll continue to see mostly sunny skies with a few clouds here and there by the afternoon. All the rain shower activity is up to our north into Oregon, Washington, and Idaho for the day today. Eventually, a low pressure system dips down by Thursday and brings us rain chances then. 56 in Reno, 55 right now in Carson City, 60 in Yerington, and 37 in Truckee later on today, going for the upper 70s, close to average for this time of year. Breezy conditions as well. News 4 heads to the 8 o'clock hour of the Today Show and Mornings on Fox 11. We'll be right back.
Thanks, Gianna. Also still heading our Consumer Report segment, ways to save water, save water and money. We're going to tell you all about that.
And if you didn't hear what happened to Enrique Iglesias, it may be one of the more bizarre things that have occurred at a concert. We'll tell you what it is and how he's doing today.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
Good Tuesday morning. Thank you for joining us here on Mornings on Fox 11, 8 o'clock. Still a lot left in our show. Amanda Horn from the Nevada Museum of Art is going to be here to look at some events going on.
Yeah, we're also looking at drought levels. We have Gianna Georgi. She's going to be live at the Truckee River. We mentioned a couple of days ago that Lake Tahoe had reached the rim. Now we're going to see what the Truckee River says. When earlier reports, when hydrologists went out there, they said there was a small, slight trickle going from Tahoe into the Truckee. Not even sure if it's still like that today. Of course, we're expected to have a lot of evaporation and everything else that'll actually cause the lake to be couple feet below the rim by the middle of summer. So we're going to check in with her.
Yeah, and speaking of the drought, I was just in Southern California, and you go out to restaurants, and all of the menus say water only available upon request, and they actually were giving out discounts to people who didn't get ice in their sodas, which I thought was interesting
That
as
is
well.
interesting.
So they're doing a lot of stuff to conserve water there.
Yeah.
I don't know how not getting ice in your soda would get you a discount because you get more soda in the end and it takes water to make soda. I don't know, but that's just what some restaurants were doing there, and I thought that was crazy.
New PR campaign, Golden State Golden Lawns. They're telling people to literally let your lawns die. We're in a pretty dire situation with our water, so you don't need to have the green, beautiful lawn.
There's a company out there that's making a lot of money. Their business is actually to go out there and spray paint
Yeah.
your dead grass green. And pretty lucrative, I'm sure, this time of the year. All right. Let's
And
go ahead.
just a quick program note, we're working on a drought special, Living with Drought, a special report ourselves here on Mornings on Fox 11, as well as our sister station, KRNB News 4. We're going to be putting that in later this month, so stay tuned, and we're going to have some very interesting stories and tell you how you can help kind of lessen the grip the drought has on northern Nevada.
Yeah, we hear so much about California. It's happening here too as well. So we'll be talking about that in the next coming weeks. Well, let's go ahead and switch on over to trending, you guys, this morning. Trending over on Yahoo, a recent survey sent out by Disney. Yep, it's got some customers concerned that park ticket prices could actually be going up. The LA Times and the Orlando Sentinel report that the survey asked annual pass holders how they would react to a tiered pricing system. The most expensive tickets would work all year, including peak times like Christmas or the summer. Less expensive tickets would be for off-peak times only. Disney told both papers that it frequently surveys customers, downplaying questions about ticket prices. Trending over on Facebook this morning, this is one pricey purse. One anonymous style lover bought this handbag via phone at Christie's in Hong Kong on Monday for $222,000. The shiny fuchsia crocodile Hermes Birkin is studded with 18-karat white gold and diamond hardware. The sale smashed the $203,000 record for a handbag. Another Hermes Birkin reached at a heritage auction sale, or bought, I should say, back in 2011. Gorgeous bag. Can you imagine? The knockoffs are flying out of the factories as we speak, no doubt. Trending over on Twitter this morning, hashtag Enrique Iglesias. The singer's recovering after a drone sliced his hand during a concert. This is such a strange story. Iglesias was performing Saturday night in Mexico when he grabbed a drone and tried to take crowd shots with it. His publicist says that Iglesias was advised to stop the show after he got cut on his hand, but decided, no, we're going to keep going. Pictures show Iglesias with a bloodied and bandaged hand behind his back. He also smeared some blood on his t-shirt in the shape of a heart. After the show, Iglesias flew to Los Angeles to see a specialist. Yikes, that's a lot of blood. All right, trending over on our Facebook page this morning. Perhaps you've heard about Tess Holliday, the size 22 plus-size model who just graced the cover of People magazine, as well as landed a lucrative modeling contract. She's the creator of the hashtag F Your Beauty Standards, and she's become a darling of the body positive movement. Some people, though, are asking the question, is the trend of promoting obesity as dangerous as promoting anorexia? You can't always judge someone, of course, their health by their size, and there are always exceptions to the rule. And it's a good thing that bodies of all shapes and sizes are promoted in the fashion modeling world. A lot of people are saying, as bodies of all shapes and sizes exist in the real world. Well, Holliday says, quote, I'm not recruiting people to be fat. I'm just existing in this body, and I've found a way to love it, end quote. There are different standards of beauty, some people are saying, and the People magazine and Holliday are trying to point it out here. Beautiful woman, by the way, she looks gorgeous there, but some people are saying, hey, it's just as bad as saying that anorexia is gorgeous and beautiful also, or is it? We'd love to hear what you have to say. You can go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook page. That is where the conversation continues. And that's a look at what's trending. Sam, over to you.
Liz, thanks. Well, for the first time in months, Lake Tahoe is back up to its natural rim. Fox 11's Gianna George is live at the Truckee River downtown with more numbers. Good morning, Gianna.
when evaporation starts becoming more than inflow. So as long as the inflow is greater than evaporation, the lake comes up. As soon as inflow and evaporation meet, which is kind of about right now, the lake kind of stays flat for a while. And then as inflow drops and evaporation comes up, as we get hotter, the lake starts to drop.
All righty, thank you, Gianna. Still to come. How about getting a little artsy? Got a good friend, Amanda Horn from the Nevada Museum of Art, joining us with all the details of some great events coming up.
Blitz, but I'm
All righty, well, it is Tuesday. That means Amanda Horn from the Nevada Museum of Art is back to tell us what is going on this week. Quite a bit to cover today. We can give you a little extra time, so go ahead and talk about it. First thing we're talking about, first week of June. What can folks expect this week as far as that's concerned?
Yeah, so this is First Thursday on Thursday night from 5 to 7. This is a super popular monthly event. Of course, it's free for members, but open to anyone in the public. And you can come out starting at 5 o'clock. The galleries will be open. We have live music that's provided to us by the X Radio with the Mark Sexton Band. And so they play music in the atrium. You get to go check out art, have some beer, have some wine, and have just an awesome, good time.
Okay, now first Thursday into second Saturday, the Barrio Block Party. This sounds awesome. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so this is actually next Saturday, Saturday, June 13th.
Okay.
And this is our hands-on second Saturday, but this is a big party. So we always have free admission the second
Is this
Saturday.
the first time you've done this one?
We did it a couple of years ago, and so we did not do one last year, so we're really excited to have another Barrio Block Party. You know, we've had a lot of Latin American art exhibitions on view this spring, so this is really the kind of the celebration of that season of Latin American art. So we're going to have food trucks, live music, We're going to be making steamroller prints with all the kids, hands-on art activities. The museum school will be open doing demonstrations. There
You
will be
think
an
Barrio
art
Street Party, you might think adults only, but no, bring the kids,
no,
huh?
bring the kids. This is a full-on family-friendly event. So live music, DJs, hands-on art activities, food trucks, the whole shebang. It's going to be a really good time. And that's 10 to 4. It's also the same day as the Tour de Nez. So parking's going to be a little tricky, but just park, come out, go to the Barrio Block Party, then go check out the bike
Where
race.
would you suggest folks look to park then for this?
Marsh and inside Marsh Avenue, inside the neighborhood districts right there, there's a lot of parking that's
Gotcha.
complimentary. So.
Gotcha. What a neat
Yeah.
idea. All righty.
Or ride your bike. Walk
There you go. Or
Yeah.
walk a little bit.
Walk a little bit,
Sam.
hey?
All righty. You always have such a to talk about some eclectic mix of films being screened at the museum as well.
Yes, so
Sunday.
we do have a Sunday film coming up, and this is called Born to Fly. And of course, this is close to my heart, being a former circus girl. But
Mhm.
this is a documentary all about an extreme action flying company. So these are trapeze artists and aerialists, and it's
Wow.
a documentary kind of inside
The
inside
behind
look
the
at,
scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes. So
It-
that'll be Sunday at 3 p.m.
Can we tell everybody that you used to be kind of in a traveling circus too, huh? So you have
I
an
did.
interconnection to this. That's
I
kind of
did.
cool.
I was not a trapeze artist, but I did used to be in the circus. So
All right.
pretty fun film to come check
Okay,
out.
you're going to be on vacation next week.
I am.
So anything else you'd like to add that I forgot? I know you
No,
guys
we
are
have-
swamped.
We are. There's always a lot of stuff going on, really emphasizing the Barrio Block Party. Want everybody to come out. And then the day before that, on June 12th, Friday, we have a senior art afternoon.
Cool.
And so this is a really good time for the more seasoned among us. It's a great social hour. Come out, do an art project, and get a private tour of the galleries that are open. That's always a good time.
All righty. Again, Barrio Block Party is on the 13th,
Yes.
a week from this upcoming Saturday.
That's right.
Amanda, thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
coming in.
much.
Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back with your Boatman's Bargains.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings on Fox 11. We've got mild temperatures in the forecast right around the averages for this time of year. 60s around Lake Tahoe, upper 70s for Reno Sparks today. Breezy conditions though, 10 to 20 gusting to 30 out of the west for the wind speeds later on today, but it does stay dry for us for today and tomorrow before rain chances return to the 7-day forecast from Thursday all the way to the end of that 7-day, 30% though, so not really all that impressive. 56 degrees in town right now, calm winds, 49% humidity, and we are looking at partly cloudy skies reported from the airport now. 57 in Carson City, 62 in Smith Valley right now, 57 in Silver Springs, 46 in Incline Village, and 48 in Markleeville this morning. We are looking at sunshine across the board, a couple of clouds starting to pop up out there. We will see A few more clouds by the afternoon. Not really all that major, though, on the cloud coverage. By tomorrow, a few more clouds as low pressure starts to dig down across the west coast, and eventually that will make its way into our area, and that brings shower chances by the time we get to your Thursday and beyond into the weekend and right through into the beginning of next week as well. Highs are in the 70s for the eastern side of the state. Today, 73 in Elko, 76 in Battle Mountain. Western Nevada, some upper 70s, some lower 80s. A little cooler, though, in Winnemucca at 72 degrees there. 84, though, in Fallon. A lot of sunshine, a few clouds by the afternoon, and breezes pick up this afternoon as well. 65 the high in Kings Beach today, 65 in Tahoma, and 64 in Incline Village. And we're looking for the 70s and 80s for Western Nevada at the lower elevations. West winds 10 to 20, gusting to 30 miles per hour at times. So breezy, very similar to yesterday afternoon. Wind speeds are just a little lower than yesterday afternoon's wind speeds. And 79 the high in Reno Sparks. That's very, very close to average for this time of year. In fact, the temperatures stay very close to the averages all the way across the 7-day forecast. Breezy conditions today, still dry though for today and tomorrow. Then 30% shower chances pick up Thursday and through the weekend, down to 20% by Monday. Could include some thunderstorms, very reminiscent of a pattern we were just in a couple of weeks ago. Sam, over to you.
All right, Tim, thank you for that. Well, let's take a look at some of the deals around town today. Of course, things are heating up, so we have things to keep you cool. Taking a look at your deals on livingsocial.com. Today's deal of the day is for a relaxing day at the spa. Doesn't that sound amazing? If you head over to Reno Sparks Med Spa, you can melt the stress away for only $65. For $65, you'll get a 50-minute massage as well as a 50-minute facial. Also on Living Social, it's starting to heat up. Of course, it was in the 90s this past weekend. And if your AC needs a tune-up, check out this deal for Reno Heating and Air Conditioning. For only $45, you can get that much-needed inspection and, of course, tune-up, making sure that AC is running at its full potential. And here's the deal of the day on Groupon.com. If you're looking to get away for a beautiful day in Tahoe, the Hard Rock Hotel has rooms for only $63. Also on Groupon, shake up your daily routine with some jazzercise classes. For only $49, you will get 10 jazzercise classes at the local Reno location, a deal valued at $150. Those are a look at some of the deals of the day. If you know of a great deal around town, would you please post it on our Fox 11 Facebook page? We would love to share it with all of you at home. All right, well, still to come, the gold medal winner of the decathlon in the 1976 Olympics is now known as Caitlyn Jenner. But how does she react when people say Bruce is gone? We'll have that story for you coming up here on Mornings on Fox 11. We'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone. Former Olympic athlete, then known as Bruce Jenner, shared her new name with the world yesterday through Vanity Fair's July magazine cover.
That's right. A lot of people talking about that cover that says, "Call me Caitlyn." Erin Burnett has an in-depth look for us this morning.
As soon as the Vanity Fair cover comes out, I'm free.
This is Caitlyn Jenner, 65 years in the making. In 1976, Bruce Jenner was an American hero, winning gold in the decathlon, which is possibly the most demanding of Olympic sports.
I was probably at the games because I was running away from a lot of things.
Jenner quickly became a household name, rising from Wheaties box stardom
I worked out a lot, ate a lot of Wheaties.
to TV and movie roles.
I'm not even getting paid for it. Hey, horses. I told you I had a surprise for you.
Married 3 times, his marriage to Kris Jenner lasted 24 years. They had 2 daughters together, and Jenner's a stepfather to Kris's other 4 children. The blended family, of course, most famous perhaps for starring in the reality show Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Whatever happens, I always want you to know that Daddy loves you.
Jenner now admits he began taking hormones to begin transitioning to a woman all the way back in the 1980s. But years of rumor and speculation didn't end until this April, when Jenner broke his silence, telling ABC's Diane Sawyer he was done lying.
I can't do that any longer. So can I take my ponytail out? Yeah, why not, huh? We're talking about all this stuff. Yeah, let's take the damn ponytail out.
His family has been supportive so far, but some have said they'll miss their dad.
I just don't like when people say Bruce is going to be gone.
I'm not going anywhere.
Now, in just one day, Caitlyn Jenner received more than 1.5 million followers on Twitter.
That's right. And next up, she's going to receive the ESPN's Author Ash Courage Award at the televised ESPY ceremony next month. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back.
Facebook link, new air check. Again, I just added a couple of Reno segments in. Is it video or is it? It's video. Yeah, I just added a couple of Reno segments into an existing one. That'll work for you.
Welcome back. I'm Melissa Carlson. Your time now is 8:28. We're joining you live from Mornings on Fox 11 with your News 4 update. Rosewood Lakes Golf Course is officially closed to the public as construction of Phase 2 of the Southeast Connector project has begun. Rosewood Lakes is going to remain closed for the remaining of the 2015 season, and it's going to most likely reopen during the spring of next year. And during the closure, the company's first tee will complete the necessary improvements to reopen the golf course as a 9-hole public course. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at our forecast. Could be a great day to go out and hit the ball around. Hi, Tim.
That's right. Yeah, good morning to you. We do have a beautiful day on tap. A little bit of a breeze out there, and temperatures right around average for this time of year. Mostly sunny skies, too. Things are pretty quiet for us today. That breeze will be noticeable, though, about 10 to 20, gusting to 30 at times. 56 degrees in Reno right now, 57 in Carson City, starting off at 62 in Smith Valley, 64 in Yerington, and 59 in Fernley this morning. 7-day forecast, average temperatures for this time of year. The upper 70s today and tomorrow. Those breezes out there for the afternoon. A little bit less wind tomorrow, probably about 10 to 15 for the wind speeds tomorrow. Then rain chances return to the forecast. 30% chances for showers and thunderstorms each and every day from Thursday right through Sunday. 20% on Monday. So a wet pattern returning to the area. News 4, we'll head back to the Today Show. Mornings on Fox 11, last half hour, coming up after the break.
I did not say permanent.
REMSA is taking to the streets of Reno to show people how to save lives when those trainings are, where those are, and where you can learn.
Also, if you live in Sparks and you have a home that was built before 1994, then there's something you should be aware of. We're going to have the details on that.
And the billboard that sparked outrage in London is now on display in Times Square. Why it caused such strong reaction?
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
Hey, good Tuesday morning, everyone. 8:32 now on your Tuesday, and something really funny since we were speaking of London. Something else that happened yesterday. So, have you guys seen the video of the T-Rex? They're towing down the road, and they have a sheet over the T-Rex, and it looks like it had just been shot, and people were just like, what? And it was during the morning commute. It was all for this new, it was for National Geographic, and they're launching a new show. They're going to be doing an autopsy actually on a T-Rex that they found. But yeah,
Wow.
they were just towing this T-Rex down the middle of the road, and it was over a sheet, and then blood looked like it was seeping through the sheet.
I thought it might have been for Jurassic World. Isn't that coming out this summer?
It is coming out this summer, but yeah, it was actually for National Geographic. But so funny. Just do a quick Google of it, and it will make your Tuesday, I promise.
Yeah, and there's also a really great brain twister out there this morning. I posted it on my Facebook page if you'd like to take a look at it. Apparently, it's this picture, and they say that kids can get it within 20 seconds. It took Sam and I combined maybe half an hour. What's funny is Bill looked at it in 2 seconds. He's like, oh, yeah,
He's like,
exactly.
oh, think like a child. I got this one covered.
Yeah, it's a great one, though. It had so many people, like, trying to figure it out. So if you want to take a look at it, maybe fool some of your coworkers this morning, take a look on my page, Melissa Carlson.
IQ tests are based on little problems like that. Did you guys know that?
So what are you inferring here?
Nothing. I'm just saying.
Your IQ's
Sometimes.
off the chart.
Yeah. I wasn't going to go there, but thanks for doing that. We're also going to check your forecast with Tim coming up in just a few minutes. But first, let's check in with your local headlines on your Tuesday morning.
Yeah, RIMSA is hitting the streets to teach people how to potentially save a life. The first of 4 sidewalk CPR trainings happening throughout Reno this week began yesterday. There are mannequins and experts on hand to teach anyone interested how to properly do CPR. Although this is not an official certification course, experts say this training could help save lives.
About 90% of sudden cardiac arrests take place outside of a hospital, 80% of those at a house. So it's beneficial to be able to learn how to recognize a problem, be able to activate the emergency response system, and start CPR.
The sidewalk CPR trainings continue this week. The next one is tomorrow night from 5 to 8 at the McKinley Arts Building at the address on your screen. Then there's also one Saturday at Prominence Health Plan from 7 in the morning until noon. And the final one is Sunday from 9 in the morning until noon at the Squeeze In on Foothill Boulevard. All of these are free to the public.
The Sparks Fire Department has helped thousands of people with their Project Safe Residential Smoke Alarm program in the last 4 years alone. Firefighters say they have installed more than thousands of smoke alarms, nearly 1,000 carbon monoxide detectors, and quite a few hearing-impaired devices in homes around Sparks. They say they're continuing this program by offering installations to any home in Sparks that was built before 1994. Homeowners can also receive valuable fire safety information, including a personalized home safety checklist. If you'd like Sparks Fire to install a device in your home, you can give them a call. If we have the number there, yep, 353-2266.
UNR School of Medicine has scheduled 2 student outreach clinics for the month of June. These clinics are free and are meant to provide care to the medically uninsured. June clinics will be held on Saturday the 13th and Saturday the 27th. Both are from 8 a.m. until noon at the Family Medicine Center on UNR's campus. Patients of all ages are welcome and no appointment is necessary.
Well, ladies, the Mammo Van is back in Northern Nevada until June 6th. The van makes mammography services accessible and convenient to all women. Today, the Mammo Van will be at the Nugget in Sparks from 8 a.m. until 3:30. If you'd like to make an appointment, you can call the number on your screen there. You can also visit Nevada Health Center's website to see where the Mammo Van will be for the rest of the week.
And Washoe County is hosting 2 separate meetings this week to discuss the Washoe Valley Scenic Byway and the Mount Rose Scenic Byway. The county is gathering information from the public to develop management plans for the corridors. The first meeting is today and will be a workshop to get input into the Washoe Valley Scenic Byway Corridor Management Plan. It takes place from 5:30 to 7:30 this evening at the Nevada Division of Forestry East Lake Fire Facility. That's located at 885 Lake Boulevard in Carson City. Then tomorrow there's a workshop to discuss the Mount Rose Scenic Byway Corridor Management Plan. That one's going to be held at the South Valley Public Library at 15650A Wedge Parkway in Reno. That is also from 5:30 to 7:30 in the evening. Both workshops are an opportunity for members of the community to share their concerns or ideas about the future of these 2 scenic areas.
And local Reno version of TED Talks is looking for speakers for next year's event. TEDx University of Nevada is happening next January, and they're on the hunt for local people who are passionate about their ideas, and they want to talk about them on the big stage. So the call is open from now until 20 speakers are selected. If you'd like to apply, just head to the website on the bottom of your screen there. Event officials say they are hoping to have the majority of the lineup completed by August. Melissa?
Thank you, Bill. Coming up, a plus-size model has made the cover of People magazine, and there is mixed reaction to it. for different standards of beauty. What is okay and what isn't? We'll talk about it coming up. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, and Melissa, I just sent you a really strange story that you're going to love. So, very strange.
One. Tony, do we have comments on this one? Was that a no? Yes, we do. Okay, great. So this one came from more of an opinion piece, but a lot of people are talking about it. What do you think about it? Do you think that that showing a size 22 is just as bad as showing a size 00? You know, what is the difference here between the two? Some would say that both are unhealthy. Others would say one is more natural, or one is more common. What's the right word for that? Well, we'll take a look at it and see what you guys think about it. Do you have an issue with the with it?
I think common is the right word.
Common?
Yeah. I mean, average.
Yeah.
You do see more in American streets, I suppose. Even
in American streets. Isn't that funny?
but even in Canada, sometimes, yeah. But then you don't see 000 or whatever 000s a lot on the street.
Welcome back, everybody. Here's a live look at our ACES cam right there. Gorgeous start to your day on this Tuesday. 56 degrees in Reno. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's trending this morning. Trending over on our Facebook page. Excuse me. Perhaps you've heard about Tess Holliday. She's the size 22 plus size model who just graced the cover of People magazine, as well as landed a pretty lucrative modeling contract. She's gorgeous, and she's the creator of the hashtag #FYourBeautyStandards, and she's become a darling of the body positivity movement. Question is, though, some are raising, is the trend of promoting obesity as dangerous as promoting anorexia? But you can judge for yourself. You know, some people are saying, listen, you really can't tell someone's health by their size. There's always exceptions to the rule, and it's a good thing that bodies of all shapes and sizes are promoted on fashion and modeling world magazines, because obviously there's bodies of all sizes throughout the world. Well, Holliday is talking about this and saying, listen, I'm not recruiting people to be fat. I'm just existing in this body, and I found a way to love it. Different standards of beauty, and that is what People magazine are talking about in their newest issue. And then they're trying to point out that, you know, depending on your size, it doesn't matter, you're beautiful. Others, though, saying, listen, this is promoting obesity. This is promoting an unhealthy size. Ask your Google Plusers, what do you think about it? Do you think it's unhealthy to have a woman who's a size 22 on the cover? And what's the difference between the size 22 and a size 00 on the cover? Is there a difference? Starting off first with Kempton. Kempton, your thoughts?
Yeah. I don't think there's a difference between putting a size 22 or size 00 or 000, whatever it is. And I agree with you. At the end of the day, it's hard to judge someone if they are healthy or not just by their look. It could be there could be a multitude of reasons someone is fat or someone is really thin. I just hope that they are healthy and they have their doctors check them or whatnot, making sure they are healthy. And it's who am I to judge who should be on the cover? I mean, if some people like it and want serving a clientele, go for it.
Here's my thing. As long as that's what they look like naturally, I don't care what size you are. It's when you start putting in all of the airbrushing and whatnot, that's where I have the problem. Is that strange, Glenn? Listen, if you're naturally a skinny woman, if you're naturally a size 00, live that way. If you're naturally a 22, live that way. But then when you have an artist come in and touch it up, to me, that's where the issue lies. So what do you think?
My personal taste is I like people when they look natural. I don't like a lot of makeup. I don't like a lot of hair done up. I just love people the way they naturally look. But hey, that's my personal opinion. So who are these people that are going to tell us what the perfect body type is? I'd say that that's completely up to the individual. And for that matter, the job of a clothes manufacturer is to make money making clothes for people. There are fat people, there are skinny people. So since there are fat people out there, well, aren't we going to have to hire overweight models to model the clothing? Well, welcome to the real world where people come in all shapes and sizes. And so you're going to have models like this woman. Personally, I think she's very brave. I like her.
I like her too. She's gorgeous. Personally, I think she's beautiful. And I've known people who are of larger size who eat really healthy and work out. That's just the way their body's made. And people who are super small and drink sodas and eat candy all day long, and they still stay that way. So that's a tough one. You know, it's if they're healthy is the important part. Tony, what do you have?
Janet writes in, she says, I believe there's a balance between the plus size and the thin models. Either extreme is not healthy. And Jessica writes in and says, I like how everyone becomes a doctor when they see a big girl. That's so unhealthy. You know what else is unhealthy? Spreading negativity.
I'd love to hear what you have to say. You can go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook page. Sam?
Still to come here on Mornings on Fox 11, 70,000 people signed an online petition to have advertising removed. We'll explain why there was so much outrage. And just a quick reminder here for you, the news doesn't stop when you leave the house, and Fox 11 has you covered. Download the new and improved free Fox 11 AM app for your smartphone and tablet. Remember, this is your only source for local real-time traffic updates, and those can come in handy, especially with all the construction around town. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
So I'll tell you what my mental block is with math problems, really, or just in general brain teasers like that. I look at those problems, and honestly, and I'm very serious about this, I don't care so much, I can't even focus on it. If I try to make myself focus on the problem, it's like, I don't care, and I got other things to do, and so I never pay attention to that.
The Glenn and Kempton show. But yeah, if you don't care about it, then yeah, you can't do anything about it. But